Welcome back, panelists here. NBC News senior Washington correspondent Hallie Jackson, former Homeland Security Secretary Jeh Johnson, former Republican governor of North Carolina Pat McCrory, and the bureau chief of USA Today, Susan Page. Welcome to all of you. Hallie, I want to start with what I think was the first, we're talking about the presidential races gearing up on the Republican side. But President Biden, what he did in, I guess you could call it a triangulation on crime, we may be nullifying the first law in D.C. I want to play what Muriel Bowser's reaction was to this. I interviewed her on Friday. Let me play her reaction, and let's talk about it on the other side.
The president had issued a pretty direct and very supportive statement of administration about DC autonomy. And we wholeheartedly agree. President Biden has been a vocal supporter of DC home rule and statehood for Washington. And I vetoed the bill. Unfortunately, we live with the indignity of limited home rule in the District of Columbia.
All right, this is quickly, I'm going to try to get through this fast. It's complicated. D.C. did a rewrite of part of its criminal code. Mayor Bowser vetoed it. The city council overturned her veto, 12-1, mind you. And then Congress does have the ability, the House side it does, and they're essentially vetoing the overrule of the veto and nullifying this law, or at least they will. What's interesting here is progressives have been muted in their criticism of the president. It looks like he made the right call here because the party's sort of backing off. Muriel Bowser was not ready to criticize him for doing this.
Well, I will tell you there is still a real sense of anger among some Democratic members of Congress who are, in the words of one person that I talked to just yesterday, supremely pissed by what they saw as a surprisingly incompetent move. Again, I'm quoting here by the White House to, as you say, triangulate this way. I think there is a sense, and I've talked with current and former White House officials who believe that this is anger that will essentially blow over on the politics piece of it. But I've heard questions raised about the credibility that the White House has now moving forward when there might be other tough votes. Look at what the N.R.C.C., the Republican campaign arm, is doing, putting out, this sort of statement saying, hey, the ad scripts write themselves for these dozens of Democrats who took a tough vote on an issue that has been tough for Democrats. I think there is an acknowledgement from Democrats. They're not where they want to be on crime. I've been encouraged by Democratic sources to look at it through the lens of the midterms in places like Pennsylvania, where Democrats did well, where crime was an issue. That, of course, disregards a place like Wisconsin, where that wasn't the case.
Or New York.
Right.
You know, it's interesting here, Jeh Johnson. Look, there were 31 Democrats that did vote with the Republicans on this issue in the House.
Yes.
20 of the 31 won by less than, with 55% of the vote or less on this. The anger coming from House Democrats are folks who thought, wait a minute, you were going to provide cover? You're providing cover for Bob Casey Jr.? You were going to provide cover? I wish you would have told me. I might have voted differently.
Well, first, I can't believe that the chair and ranking of the House Intel Committee have not seen the classified documents. Okay. This is not that hard. I used to be in the middle of those fights. You just simply say to the FBI, look, go to the nearest classified copy machine, put it in a pouch, bring it over here to the Hill, one copy, let me see it, and I'll give it right back to you. How else is the legislative branch itself supposed to conduct any sort of meaningful oversight on the damage assessment? Okay, so Democrats and crime, I've written op-eds on this. I think Joe Biden and Muriel Bowser are absolutely right. Democrats lose elections, particularly presidents and mayors, who are perceived as soft on crime, in blue communities. And it bears emphasis that in big cities, crime is the uppermost issue. Just ask people on MLK Avenue, across the river in Anacostia, Michigan Avenue, in South Chicago. Crime is an intensely personal issue, and they want to see their leaders address it. This is how we got Rudy Giuliani, in 1993 in New York City.
Speaking of Republican mayors of blue cities, you were one.
Absolutely. In the 93, 95 to 2000, Giuliani, Daley, McCrory, Mike Turner, Dayton. We had mayors, Republicans and Democrats, who were tough on crime because the gangs were taking over cities. Drug trade was taking over cities. The homelessness was taking over city, and we took aggressive action. And as a result, we had large drops in especially the murder rate and the gang activity. And it was coordinated with the federal government enforcing federal gun laws. And then for whatever reason, the left took over the cities and the Democratic Party nationally, and the crime rate went up because we started letting career criminals back on the street.
And it's not.
And they're paying for it right now, and they deserve to pay for it.
Democrats, it's not like Democrats don't have an argument here. Democrats, respectfully, Governor, Democrats are the ones that want to get guns off the streets.
You know, Susan, what's fascinating here is how the mayors, these Democratic mayors, are being pressured. They're being pressured on both sides because these city councils are way to the left of the mayors. We see it here in D.C. I mean, the veto override of Muriel Bowser was 12-1. It wasn't like there was a big divide. The progressives have made a lot of progress on these city councils, but they haven't been able to win mayor's races, but it's really put mayors in the crosshairs.
Well, and in fairness, they're talking a lot about social justice issues and police reform and the need for that. And we see the need for that over and over again in some of the shootings of unarmed black men, which continues across this country. But to make it a choice between crime and social justice is a real problem for Democrats. And I think you see with Joe Biden's decision on where he stands on this, that is his reelection announcement. On this issue of crime and on border security, he has in recent weeks moved to shore up what would have been the strongest issues against him in a reelection campaign.
And so far, the left's been muted on this. Even on immigration,
That's right.
You hear the complaints in press releases, but you're not hearing elected officials do it.
Coming out on TV, doing the whole thing, doing the whole circuit. You know, and I would be curious as to Secretary Johnson's perspective on this. I would say to your point, though, when it comes to the issue writ large, Democrats, I think, truly are looking to get on offense on this. You mentioned something that I've heard that they're looking to do, which is talk about, for example, the assault weapons ban that President Biden wants. It has truly, pragmatically, virtually no shot in Congress as it is laid out right now. Funding I've heard about for the COPS program, et cetera. But you also have Democrats who are pointing to, for example, Matt Gaetz going out at CPAC this weekend and saying, let's abolish the FBI, let's abolish the ATF, and hoping to use that as a wedge issue as well.
Jay, very quickly, what do you make so far of what Secretary Mayorkas and the Biden administration have done? Looks like it's working, but we'll really find out in May, I guess.
Working off what we did in Venezuela in the fall, where we provided a legal safe pathway, which will discourage people from entering unlawfully. They've expanded that, and it looks like it's working, though it's way too early to declare victory. The numbers were down in January, but January is typically a low month.
Yeah, it takes a couple more months to judge.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.